Let's try this. Any sound now? Can you guys hear me? I hope you can hear me. I can hear myself now, so that's it working. It always does that. There we go. At last. Sorry for spurging out again. Well, that's not the right term. But you know what I mean. It's every time I change my device, my microphone on OBS, it doesn't work that well. So, my apologies. Let's start again. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are all doing too well, in spite of the shit news that's going on tonight. I'm going to be talking a bit about Articles 11 and 13. I've seen a notification for your video, Chief Moody, by the way. I'm going to give that a watch at some point. But it's not good news, isn't it? It's absolutely terrible. I'm also going to be talking a bit about Theresa May and her offer to step down if Parliament pushes through her absolute abomination of a deal, her pretend Brexit. Whether she'll actually do it, that remains to be seen. We all know that politicians are liars. But yeah, we'll talk a bit about that as well. I'll try and aim for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, but it could go overboard. So, hopefully it's working fine now. I had 4 viewers at one point, but they've all buggered off now. Little wonder. So, yeah, a couple of days ago or yesterday, it was one of those 2 days, the European Union, surprise surprise, has voted to pass Articles 11 and 13, the Copyright Directive, which is going to make sharing information online a lot more difficult, especially for smaller content creators and for just average Joes like you and I. There's also going to be a link tax, which means that drawing citations is going to come at a fee now, which is going to be perfectly okay for corporate media that has millions back in it, millions of pounds, should I say, but it's not going to be good for just normal dudes in their own house, their own bedroom. Same for dudettes as well. It's going to be harder for them to do that, and there's going to be an upload filter on YouTube. So, well done to the boomers in the EU Parliament for passing that off. You know, I'm starting to become anti-boomer again, but not in the way that you'd think. it's like today I saw yet another one of those things in Edinburgh of people having a vigil in Edinburgh city centre to remain in the EU. Overwhelmingly, all of them were pretty much boomers. A lot of them, grey-haired boomers. And it just goes to show you that so many people don't seem to be aware of Articles 11 and 13. I mean, fair play to YouTube for bringing it up. They've had a statement on it, but when you look at it in general, how many like pro-EU people know about this? It's been done stealthily almost. Most people are completely in the dark as to what's going on. It's not been put to us. It's not going to be. We don't have any given them any consent, to go ahead and do this, but they've gone and done it anyway. And we all know that had the vote been against it, it would have just been put on hold and it wouldn't have been dropped. So, unfortunately, that's just. I've just noticed that as well. That's just the way the EU are, and quite frankly, I want the EU to be dismantled. I want there to be no more European Union going forward. But it's quite hard to try and persuade some bourgeois, affluent, upper middle class twat who wants the freedom of movement, so he or she can just travel. Because he or she's got a lot of times. I say she because it seems to be a lot of like women in particular, but men as well. They want to travel, as and when they please. They're well off enough that they don't have to work for a living. Whereas for me, I mean, I don't get to go abroad that often, but I'm more than happy to pay a visa fee if I have to go to Spain or Italy or Greece. 3 countries which have been absolutely shafted, by the way, by the European Union and the Euro. So bring back the drachma, the peseta, and don't know what the Italians had before. I knew they had the Florins at one point, so I'll just say that until one of you guys can kindly correct me. But yeah, it's not good news at all. Article 11 and 15 being passed. I'm going to have a look and just read out some sort of article to read out. But in the meantime, the lira. Lira? I thought that was the Turkish currency, unless... interesting. But anyway, so we have a video here. I'm going to play it. Please let me know if it works. The sound, that is. You'll be able to view it, no problem. If the sound's not working, that doesn't surprise me. I'll need to do another adjustment, but I'm not restarting the stream. You guys can just watch me fumble about with OBS to try and get the hang of it. So, let's just have a look here. It's coming from a reliable source. It's not some pro-EU person. So here we go. Let me know if you can hear it. That music reminds me of those Queer Kid Stuff videos. Oh god, I hate it. It's so creepy. No sound, yeah. I had a feeling it would be like that. So, yeah, but it is creepy Queer Kid Stuff like music that's playing. Anyway, here's an OBS tutorial. Is that the right one? It's earphone wireless. Ah, that's where the mistake came from earlier. Okay. Yeah, well, for some reason, when I have my PS4 controller charged in, the PC recognises it as a speaker because there's a little speaker part on the control pad, which like just does sound from games. Let me close that. Okay, let's see if it works now.
About to replace the internet with a brand new experience. The filternet of the internet. Isn't it a totes maze? No, look at that doggo. And the kids learning on Wikipedia. What about sharing the memes? You like that, hey? Well, fuck you then. Cause we're about to replace the internet with a brand new experience. The filternet. To bring you the filternet, we've introduced Article 13 into the copyright reform legislation about to be voted on in the European Parliament. If passed, we will install a filter to scan all content for possible copyright violations before you can upload it online. Experts warn this could bring down the whole internet as we know it. But hey, if it makes our friends richer, we think that's a fair price to pay. Filternet. Meet our friendly new AI filter, or Phil for short. Phil is a dumb motherfucker who cannot distinguish actual copyright infringements from legitimate content such as commentary, criticism, or parody. Which means if you're a YouTuber trying to commentate the news, or parody a song, or a shitposter trying to keep the internet weird, Phil will be like,
computer says no.
This fuck shit will be particularly annoying for anyone working on collaborative projects like Wikipedia and GitLab, which Phil will go full Infinity War on. Oh, and Phil is very expensive, so startups will find it hard to comply with Article 13 and the internet will be even more dominated by these guys. Our friends in the US have already helped us to bring this about by killing net neutrality and replacing their internet with this shitonet. So now it's time to destroy Europe's internet with Filternet. The best thing about Phil is that he can be reprogrammed to filter not just copyright violations, but other things too. You know, like whatever we don't like. Which means unless you call your MEPs and stop them from passing Article 13, we'll be building a censorship apparatus that will fart in the general direction of free speech. Filternet. Because here at the European Union, we love uniting people. And Article 13 is bringing everyone together, from the left and the right, to stop us from fucking the internet. Filternet. Authorized by the Ministry of No Memes.
So yeah, there you have it. It's that kind of sums it up. Can if anyone like supported the EU before hearing about Article 13, would you be still in support of it? Would that maybe be the first seeds of Euroscepticism planted in your mind? It's just terrible, and what they're doing is they're controlling and suppressing the spread of information, and the whole copyright thing that is well, it's there in part, but it's also somewhat a smokescreen as well for the EU to stop information from spreading. They see they see what meme magic does, and it's going to be used to like clamp down on like people being able to question their grand motives and their ideas. And it's just such a shame that this has come to pass. I mean, everyone did everything they could, but we have to avoid being blackpilled on this. We must not give up just yet. It's not been implemented straight away. I believe it will take some time. Hopefully that'll be plenty of time to at least get Euroscepticism, firmly planted right across the continent. In Germany, which from the outside looking in looks like one of the most EU-centric nations. There was a lot of protesters. They were protesting against Article 13 and 11, while thousands upon thousands of pro-Remain middle-class snobs were campaigning and protesting to stay in this project. So it's such a shame, but yeah, hopefully we won't have to worry too much about getting out. But I do have my fears though, especially if Theresa the Appeaser finally manages to persuade them. But no, looking at all this, it's good to see that a lot of people have woken up to it, if you look at it on the Twitter. So this is what it's going to come down to essentially. Let's see. European elections are in May. They will be devastating for the pro-EU establishment. Well, I hope so, but I don't want to get too optimistic because I still think that there's too many people that are supportive of the EU, and a lot of them are still within this country, unfortunately. They only look at the good things about the EU, and there is a few good things, but it's kind of like, what was that analogy I had? It's kind of like Pinocchio. If you think about the moral of the story is they go to Treasure Island. It's unlimited fun. They can cause as much chaos as they want, and in a sense, okay, not the chaos, but being able to like freely travel across and work in Europe and to just up and move to another country is kind of like the goodies that they tempt you with, and so that you support their idea. But the truth is that you will pay for all that, and that will be with your rights. But no, honestly, look at this. People are fuming. This is the most disgusting piece of shit human being I've ever seen in my life. Who is this? Axel Voss. So is this one of the guys that wasn't sure what they voted for? It wouldn't surprise me either. It's just be like, EU good, vote for this way if you think EU good. Oh, it's atrocious. A lot of it is like meme centric, but it's absolutely terrible. If there's 5 people watching right now, including myself because I'm on a tablet, but if any of you guys watching are from the continent, start campaigning to get out, unless you're one of those lucky countries that haven't been consumed by this horrible machine. So here we go. It's been passed by the European Parliament today, so it was yesterday, so it wasn't a couple of days ago as I initially thought. It takes 2 years, so we've got 2 years until this has been implemented. Protest and vote. Well, there actually is grounds for a protest here because there was no referendum on this. We were not consulted. If we're citizens of the EU, then we've not been consulted about this, and coverage has been at a bare minimum. You've actually, if you look out with the internet, where do you get coverage about this? Really? I bet the first coverage, real coverage that came about this would have been after the vote was passed. So, yeah, it's dreadful. I know I keep saying it, but down with the EU. I want this organisation to cease to exist, and I want every country in Europe to have its currency back and to have full autonomy once again. The people of these countries in the long term will be better off for it. If you look at the countries that have benefited the most, it has been Germany, France, Netherlands, Scandinavia to an extent, who have benefited the most from being in the EU. But you look at a lot of the countries like Greece and Spain and Italy who suffered major inflation upon adopting the euro, but the wages didn't go up to reflect that. So I'm going to have a look and see if there's any articles that we can go over just to get a proper roundup. I saw, yeah, there's Dave Collins' video. He said he was very distraught, understandably, but he's put a lot of time into raising awareness to this. It was actually, I can't remember if it was him that brought it to my attention, but he's definitely covered this a lot. No, I can't seem to find any articles on Twitter. That's a shame. It's a shame indeed. I want to have a wee read out. Oh, let's see. I think it would be fair, you know, in the sense of balance, to hear them out, I guess. Parliament has adopted new rules to ensure the long-standing rights and obligations of copyright law which apply to the online world. Watch the video to learn what the new rules are about. EU Parliament. Okay, let's watch this. I want to hear what you guys are saying as we're going along. First of all, that is not a legitimate flag. I do not recognise the state of Europe, and I never will. Yeah, boo, that's what I think. Anyway, let's hear what they've got to say. These twats, these rats.
A majority in the European Parliament has given the green light to new copyright rules fit for the digital age. The rules will ensure that rights and responsibilities of intellectual property now apply to the online world.
Es liegt heute in unserer Hand, europäisches Kulturgut.
It is in our power today to save European cultural heritage. Wait, what the fuck has that got to do with memes and online and uploading stuff? Jesus Christ. If you look at European culture and heritage, see, this really bugs me. They talk about European values. Sargon spoke about it as well. See, these people are Euro nationalists. European culture and heritage, but every country in Europe, Spain, Italy, France, Germany, Sweden, Bosnia, even the ones out with the EU, Bulgaria, Romania and so on, they're all unique countries with their own cultures. Why should all of them be put under this umbrella, this whole collective claim to culture? There's so many different cultures in Europe. I mean, if I was in France, I don't want to feel like I'm in Europe. I want to feel like I'm in France. If I'm in Estonia, I don't want to feel like I'm in the EU. I want to feel like I'm in Estonia, and I want to, you know, sample what that country offers on its own merits and not be part of some, like, just some district or province within a larger undemocratic regime. Anyway, let's continue this.
Zu retten und es eben nicht der Ausbeutung
and not allow it to be exploited by tech monopolies. Now that's another lie. What this is going to do is, we know about the link tax, which is going to be making it harder for people to like put stuff on and use it to, you know, do commentary over or for satire purposes. This link tax will be better for multinational corporations who own like news outlets, and they can like foot the bill. But, you know, independent content creators, your Tim Pools, your Carl Benjamins, any of you content creators who may be watching this, it's going to affect you. And can these guys really afford to be like paying a tax on links? Of course not. And that tax also acts as a way of dissuading people from doing this. They're hoping to break the resolve. And honestly, the European Union is like very, very like pro corporation.
Von Tech-Monopolisten zu überlassen. Es liegt heute auch in unserer Hand, unseren europäischen Kreativen den dringend.
So they go again with the culture thing, cultural industries. I mean, what? What cultural industries are going to be hurt by, you know, the lack of a copyright law? If anyone supports this in the comments, please let me know.
Benötigten Schutz zu bieten.
The Copyright Directive is the result of negotiations between political groups in the European Parliament and EU governments. Internet platforms will now be liable for content that users upload and will have in Parliament and EU governments.
Oh, hang on just a second. I had to go back to this dude here. Free People. Oh, I can't really see the rest of it. Blue System. Oh, that is... Isn't that some of the most cringy doublespeak you have ever seen? Free People. Yeah, we're going to have upload filters when we're trying to get online. Free People. Absolute bollocks. That is doublespeak. We're not free. You use the antithesis of freedom. They're authoritarians.
Internet platforms will now be liable for content that users upload and will have an incentive to pay authors, musicians and content creators fairly. But the report was not universally welcomed. Tech giants fiercely opposed the directive, and some said it would endanger creativity and freedom of expression online.
Well, it does do that. It's going to, as I said, it's going to dissuade content creators from using certain sources, and you know they can like counter a certain source. They can put an article up as I've been doing, I've been trying to do, as I'm doing here. I mean, I'm sure if the law was being passed tomorrow, I'd probably be getting the hammer cast upon me for simply playing this. But it's not. And going back to, you know, watching what people upload, as if we're all children and we need to be parented by all these like corporations. I mean, sure, they have to like look out for stuff that's genuinely threatening or dangerous or could, you know, possibly indicate something that's going to happen. But in terms of the free exchange of ideas, it's pretty much adults that are sharing this mostly. You get the odd kid that maybe puts something on, but it's not anything that's going to cause like any problems really. The main problems are coming from people, even people like myself to an extent, but like all the content creators you guys watch. This is what they're coming down on, and they're just pretending to be like against like Silicon Valley in a sense, so that they can like so they can just you know, control the ideas, because that's the whole idea.
This text will change the internet as we know it, and will have vast negative effects on the way people share and acquire knowledge.
200.000 Menschen haben an diesem Wochenende gegen diese Reform demonstriert. 5 Millionen haben eine Petition gegen Uploadfilter unterschrieben. Noch nie hat es einen derart breiten Protest gegen eine EU-Richtlinie.
And despite this huge protest against the EU law, it's been approved regardless, and they've not put it to the people, which once again proves that the EU is not a democracy. It's a false democracy. Yeah, we can elect people in the EU Parliament, but they don't. Do you think they're going to go there and represent what the voters want? Of course not. It's basically a fancy career position for EU politicians. So they can't propose any legislation. Yeah, they can veto it. Touch wood, it won't last forever, because, you know, Guy Verhofstadt wants to, you know, keep reforming and taking away sovereignty and just taking away the powers of vetoing from like nations, and that will transfer to the MEPs as well.
MEPs acknowledged these fears and supported lighter regulation and exemptions for startups or non-commercial platforms such as Wikipedia. Memes, GIFs and other creative works for the purposes of criticism, review or parody can still be shared by everyone. The text also ensures fairer revenue for the press. In the future, large online platforms and news aggregators will be encouraged to strike fair licensing agreements with artists and media houses. News snippets can continue to be shared.
L'économie de la presse est en train de s'effondrer par morceaux. Quand il n'y aura plus de presse libre, quand il n'y aura aucun journaliste dans Google, dans Wikipédia, dans YouTube, par morceaux, c'est en train de s'effondrer par morceaux.
The economy of the press is collapsing because the mainstream media have been lying and they're losing revenue. So they're definitely in support of this. You can see why.
Quand il n'y aura plus de presse libre, quand il n'y aura aucun journaliste dans Google, dans Wikipédia, dans YouTube, vous n'aurez plus d'informations.
Parliament has striven to ensure the protection of the rights of authors while safeguarding freedoms of ordinary internet users.
Abolish now, close down. No, they're trying to dress it up and acting like that they're actually caring about us, but no, they don't give a shit about us. They give a shit about power. That's all it's about. It's about power grabs. Hello Polygon, and let me just approve your comment. Let me legislate how they fuck you. That's what they do already. It's quite heartening to see that people across the continent are standing up against this. I sincerely hope that every single one of you voted for this garbage is voted out of there and never to be seen or heard from again. Sadly, that's not going to be the case. It kind of defeats the purpose. I mean, I kind of wish the EU would just would just go to the next stage and just become the Galactic Empire, which is what they're trying to become. I mean, they're currently in the stage now, you know, prior to Palpatine getting his emergency powers. If you look at Verhofstadt, watch his video of him ranting. I put it in a previous... No, I don't think I've put it in a previous video, actually. I'll see if I can find it later on, maybe for you guys. But honestly, it sounds a lot like Senator Palpatine, like demanding more powers. I am very disappointed. This won't age well. Sad day for EU. Yep. What have you done? You've just unplugged the device. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me still? Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm having a few problems with this headset. I might need to stop using this one. So can you guys hear me still? Might as well type it. Yeah, I'll type it just as a precaution. Oh, they're still working. That's good. It keeps tripping out for some reason. I've got like a splitter so it can like connect to the microphone and the headset, because I've only got like a single one there. Anyway, where was that before? Oh, I think I've lost it. Yeah, I've lost the thing. Oh well. But yeah, people are. This is going to red pill like a lot of the youngsters. So it's good news. It's a sort of a splitter thing. Yeah, don't know if that's the right thing, but it's yeah, we'll call it a splitter. Oh, I found it back. Yeah, this will destroy the EU. I hope so. I bloody hope so. Memes are not always parody, criticism, or review. Of course not. Hopefully it will be repealed. I wonder if they'll give a people's vote for this. Will they do that, or a memers vote? Don't hold your breath. Whatever's good for the EU doesn't get pushed for a people's vote. Oh shit! Here we go again. Keeps doing that. I'm not moving the thing at all. Oh, piss off. Right. I think I'm going to have to get my other microphone out now. Yeah, I'm going to get my other microphone out. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hopefully that's it working fine now. I'm just going to get my tablet back up and running so we can see. Please let me know if you guys can hear me now. Right, that's better. So, yeah, I'm using a different microphone now, so apologies for that. If it still worked fine while I was going through that, then it was just annoying me anyway, those little notifications. So, yeah, so I think press F for those those headphones, at least as far as PC goes. I can use them in the PS4 still if I'm doing like live streaming. Wait, you can't hear me? Oh, please don't tell me. Yeah, I said press F, so yeah, that's fine. Yep, so goodbye to those headphones, and hello back to Common Sense again, and using my cheap imported microphone from China. So I guess I'm going to save up for a better one so you guys can hear me. I'm using a pop filter, because if I don't have a pop filter for this, it sounds really awful, and it sounds horrible, like ear rape. You know what I'm saying? Turn it up a little. Oh shit. Is that better? Actually, I'm going to just play my video so I can hear myself back. Right, I can hear myself now, but it's absolutely it's absolutely shocking quality sound. And Polygon, I do have a cover for the microphone. This is it with the cover on, and this is it with the cover off. Oh shit, now my pop filter's got stuck. It's not that quiet, that's good. You were asking me to turn it up, so I thought I'd do that for you. Oh shit, now my pop filter's got stuck. Right, so here we go. Back to normal. Let's resume with the disaster of EU and Brexit. This is why I shouldn't have been a revote. Yeah, let's have a look at this. There seems to be a bit of confusion. We'll also have a look at of how a few Swedish MEPs were like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, I accidentally voted wrong. Well, hopefully it works. Hopefully the sound's working still. So let's go back to the start here. Go back. Look at those snakes. No sound. Oh well, I don't know. Let me try one more time. God, this has been more like an OBS tutorial than an actual episode of You News You Lose. With News You Lose. You News You Lose. I'm tired. I shouldn't have live streamed tonight, but I didn't want to like wait till everyone else had covered it. Output. It should work now. Should being the key word. Let's try it one more time.
Il relatore vuole intervenire.
The rapporteur, would you like to take the floor, or if not, we can continue with the vote. Good. So I'd like to put Mrs. Regner's proposal to the vote. The roll call vote. The vote is now open.
Ripeto, la proposta
Mrs. Regner's proposal, which is to vote on the amendments before the actual agreement.
I've just approved your comment again.
È chiaro per cosa stiamo votando.
I hope it's clear. What are we voting on? There seemed to be some confusion in the groups as to what...
There seems to be some confusion. Imagine my shock. They're keeping this so ambiguous. And see how short a window. It's like, what, 16 seconds to cast your vote. Dearie me, it's like, right, cast it now or never. Could you just imagine a couple of career arseholes who are just there for the money, who don't give a fuck about this, and they'll just be like, press this button, I think. That button? Who cares? I just want to be on to the next topic. I just want to go on my 2-hour break so I can go to our exclusive EU shopping market where the shops are only open to us and not to the peasants.
What we're voting on? Have you all voted? Thank you. The vote is now closed. This proposal has been rejected.
It's been rejected. Oh, hang on a second. Is this the right one? Been rejected. That's strange. Is this the right one? Strange. Strange indeed. But still, though, 16 odd seconds to like put a vote through for something very complex. Yeah, it's just and it's something that's going to be affecting the peasantry. It's not going to affect them. They've got plenty of money. They don't care. They just want to hold on to power. As Joy said, there was a lot of people like putting their thumbs up. That indicates to me that they were going to vote for it and that they were in favour of it. I was just having a thought there when I was having my IT issues. Maybe that was the EU still like tampering with it since we're officially still under their jurisdiction now. But yeah, this is a lot of backlash, and in a way it was good. Hopefully this will be, as I said earlier, hopefully this will just wake up like a lot of the youths and they'll start to see the European Union for what they truly are. They're not like a family of nations as their velvet tongues will be used to describe. It's a brutal authoritarian regime. Well, I say brutal, it's going to be brutal, but in the meantime it's like evil's first soft touches. It's trying to do so in a way that it makes it seem like they're doing good for us, but we're being a lot of people are being deceived. So it's just a shame. Oh, I wonder what this guy's saying. To all you oh, that cheers me up a bit. To all you EU loving halfwits, the EU just made it illegal for you to cut and paste images or produce memes for Facebook and Twitter. I kid you not. You knew nothing about it. Even if you did, you could do nothing about it except expect prosecutions of dissenting voices. This is false, says hashtag FPPE rather. Jesus Christ. Oh God, this guy's really... memes are like... There'll be like a restriction on the memes though. It'll be like... Generic, normie memes will be absolutely fine, but like spicy, dank memes and memes that will show up. Just watch, it's a start, it's a slippery slope. God, I'm so glad that a lot of even PewDiePie was like coming out against it. So yeah, it's good that people have spoken out against it, but it's bad. And I'm going to have a look at a few videos. Chief Moody amongst them, who was watching us earlier, but I think he's away to his bed now, which I don't blame him for. I'll need to go soon as well because I'm not off tomorrow, but I'm working late tomorrow, which is good. So it means I've got time to take a lie in. Anyway, so let's go to the second topic of the day: Theresa May. So, what's going on here, chaps? Okay, so let's go to the barmy British communists, the BBC. Right, here we go. Theresa May has promised Tory MPs she will quit if they back her Brexit deal. She told backbench Tories, "I'm prepared to leave this job earlier than I intended in order to do what's right for our country and our party." It's not right for the country. Right for her party, maybe to an extent. It's definitely right for the queer politicians who just, it's kind of like it's like punishment for daring to vote against their desires. The PM said that she knew that Tory MPs did not want her to lead the next phase of Brexit negotiations, and I won't stand in the way of that. She should fuck off regardless. Get someone in there that actually knows what they're doing, but do not take this false Brexit deal. It's not a Brexit, it's a pretend Brexit. But the DUP says it's not changed its position and would still vote against the deal. Good. The DUP's refusal to back the deal at this stage will be a huge blow for Number 10. Well, that's true. They're only in Number 10. They're only in power, the Conservatives, because of the DUP. They managed to fuck up against Jeremy Corbyn's Labour. We should never live that down with them, by the way. Labour were there to be crushed, but only Theresa May, absolutely, Theresa made it. So anyway, let's have a look here. Many Conservative Brexiteers, including the chairman of the European Research Group, Jacob Rees-Mogg, wouldn't mind him taking over at this stage, to be honest. I'd been waiting to see if the DUP's 10 MPs would back the deal before deciding whether to get behind it, and their decision makes it even more difficult for the deal to pass. It does. It's awful. It's the fact that it's united the whole country that Remainers and Brexiteers alike absolutely despise it. Just shows you how awful a deal it is. She's only got a small percentage in Parliament that actually support it, and even less percentage of the public. In a statement released after the Prime Minister announced her offer to stand down, DUP leader Arlene Foster, "She's a disgrace to our community. Is that a good Northern Irish accent? Chowder." Sorry, I couldn't resist. But she says the necessary changes she wanted to see to the backstop clause in which the withdrawal agreement had not been secured. Look, it doesn't matter, about all this, using the backstop and using the Irish border as, as a rope to, play tug of war with the Remainers. Just get us the hell out. I want no deal. I want us out. If Theresa May steps down after putting through this shambolic deal, that's not good news. That's not good, because she's left an awful legacy, a false Brexit. And have we got any guarantees that it will be a actual Brexiteer that will take over? No, it could be someone worse than Theresa May. We think Theresa May is bad, but you never know. There could be someone worse in there. Soubry, you're a Nazi. But yeah, she's not a Conservative anymore, Soubry, right enough. But yeah, it's she'll never sign up to something that would damage the union. So it does affect I think she is worried about Northern Ireland's place in the UK, which from a unionist point of view I can understand. But of all the countries in the union, Northern Ireland's the one. If we had to lose one of the union, that would probably be the one I'd be happy to get rid of. I mean, it's up to the people there. It's even if Wales wanted to become its independent country in Scotland and they won it by democratic means, then that would be fair enough. But ideally, Great Britain will stand tall. If anyone watching this happened to have subscribed to this channel 10 years ago, before it was Dr. Ezekiel, you may remember SNP videos. It's true, I used to put pro-SNP videos on this channel long time ago, when I was a daft wee boy, a daft teenager. Now let's get back to this. ERG, who the hell's the ERG? I'm going to learn. European Research Group, so that's Rees-Mogg's organisation. Mr. Baker attacked those in the party whose addiction to power without responsibility had led them to confront MPs with a choice between PM's deal and no Brexit, that he may yet resign the whip than be part of this. Well, it's true about those who want addition to power without responsibility. That's what the EU is. One of the good things about a full, clean Brexit is that MPs will be fully accountable, and they cannot rest on the EU and use that as an excuse. These people will be held to account, and that's the way it should be in every nation in the world. Mrs May did not name a departure date at a packed meeting of the 1922 Committee of backbench Conservatives. God, I'm definitely going to wrap this up soon because I'm stuttering for words. Absolutely awful form tonight. But if the deal is passed, she would resign as party leader on the 22nd of May, the new Brexit date. Also, that has been put back then. Absolute bollocks. But stay on as PM till new leader is elected. This is concerning, in my opinion. There might be people who might just decide to go along with it if this goes ahead again, just so she can get rid of her. They'll be thinking that, but no, that's not the point. I'd rather keep Theresa May in for another 5 years with a no-deal Brexit than for her to step down and to give us this horrible agreement. So no, it's ideally I would have neither, but no, she's got to see this through and she's got to just get us out. So the fact that she's offering that, it just tells she knows her deal's absolutely shit. The fact that she's having to entice Parliament with this, and no guarantees that she'll go ahead with it. She might just change her mind. She might just spin some story about, we need stability. Not that there's anything stable about her or her government, but it's an absolute shambles. And what they're doing to try and sabotage Brexit is absolutely awful. And for what the topic we were discussing earlier, Articles 11 and 13 are just reasons why, 2 extra reasons why we need to get out. We also need to get out because eventually they'll want to spread the euro, and they want to bring an army in. And of course, they're just it's going to be like cracking down on free speech, which the UK is doing on its own anyway, to be fair. But at least if we get out the EU, we can start from the ground up. Our work won't be done. We'll need to fix this country after, and hopefully make it a bastion of Western Enlightenment values again and free speech. So a long road ahead. And also, if we do get fortunate enough to get our no-deal Brexit, a lot of Remainers are thinking about starting the campaign to rejoin. So that's their next step. So be prepared. They're not going to give up. There's not going to be a time when they'll go, it's over, we have to move on. They will be so determined, and hopefully before they have a chance to really catch wind of that, with any momentum with that, hopefully other Eurosceptic nations can start doing something about the EU and hopefully sowing the seeds for its much needed demise. Anyway, so I think that's almost about enough. I've not got the comments on just now. Don't know why. I'm just going to go down to the comments and go through a few more, and then I'm going to put a pin in this for tonight. Let's see. Only 2 are watching. Let me see. Anyway, so let's go back. I'll start from hiss, see what you guys are saying. MEPs, monstrous EU power grabbers. Well, that's what it's all about. It's about the fancy career, it's about the wage packet, but it's not about the responsibility. Batten down the hatches. I see what you did there. Lining up for meme rations, indeed. Are you based in the UK, Polygon, or are you on the continent? If you're on the continent, then stay vigilant, my dude. I won't see it till I believe it. Lesson here, don't fuck with an Ulster man. You're fucking right. That's not an Ulster accent. I can only say one word in Northern Irish, and that's community. My sister married a Catholic. She's a disgrace to our community. Oh shit, if the wrong ears hear that, that's me going to jail. Sectarian abuse. Oliver Twist had it easy. I'd rather live in Oliver Twist, to be honest. At least there was only 2 genders and all that shit. Lidington Baker could be important in coming years, yet we need strength and stability. I'm ready to fight. Italy, come on Italy, we need Italy to just fuck the EU good and proper. Honestly, I'd be happy with the Roman Empire to come back at this stage. Redden is gay. I don't know why I read that as Redden instead of reading. Staying Frosty. Also say Ginger. Hopefully that's the accent you want me to say it in. But anyway, thanks for taking the time to tune in. I'm sorry it's not been the best stream. I think I've not been on great form, but I just wanted to like get on there and just say a few things about this while it was still a hot topic, rather than wait till I've got time off to do it. I'm going to watch a few videos. If Chief Media, if you're watching, I'm going to have a look at your video. Politicians should vote with swords. Hey, they should do what they do in like Uganda's parliament or something. Actually, what was it? The parliament actually had like brawls. In fact, they even had it in Turkey as well. Let's go back here for a second. And before any of you guys ask, that's not a porn website. Forever 21. It's like a clothing thing. I don't know why it's there. So just in case anyone wonders. Let's see. Was it Uganda Parliament full fight? So let's have a look at this.
Thanks very much for staying with us. Time now for Eye on Africa with me, Georgia Calvin-Smith.
Tonight, I'm not watch that one. That's 10 minutes long. We need like a short clip. They'll even do it in Ukraine as well.
Honourable members, Madam Speaker.
At about 2:40 p.m., Speaker Rebecca Kadaga entered the parliamentary chambers to preside over the day's business.
I know that.
Kadaga was expected to give a communication on
Forever 21. It does sound like a sort of like jailbait dodging porn website.
on several motions, including the much anticipated motion by Igala West MP Raphael Magezi, seeking to amend Article 102B of the Constitution to lift the presidential age limit. Kadaga first ordered opposition members
look at the bandanas on their head. God, they look like they're spoiling for a fight.
To remove the red ribbons they had around their heads. She ruled that they were contravening the parliamentary dress code.
But I want to invite the members on this side of the house to remove your bandanas.
They have women as judges. They know the way.
You are in breach of Rule 73, which requires decorum in this house.
Kadaga then informed legislators of her granting permission to Raphael Magezi to present his motion before the House since government had failed to table a comprehensive bill on constitutional amendments.
The following notices for motions for leave to introduce private members' bills have made the test under Rule 47 for inclusion in today's order paper. 1. A motion to leave of Parliament to introduce a constitutional amendment to be moved by Honourable Raphael Magezi.
However, as the debate progressed, members against lifting the presidential age limit became suspicious of State Minister for Water and Environment Ronald Chibule of entering the chambers with a gun. What followed was a fist fight.
Look at the guy with the red fez on. From that angle, it kind of looks like Will Smith from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's gone to Uganda to like fight. Oh shit! Dude, we need this in the House of Commons.
Some members here are actually not safe because some guns have been sneaked into this house.
Madam Speaker, the issue of our security, members of parliament in this parliament, takes precedence over anything else.
If the honourable member has any evidence, can they let that evidence on the table? Otherwise, are they in order?
I've said if there are instances which have been captured with the camera, I shall review them and update you.
I wish to seek your indulgence, right honourable Speaker, to ask us get out and we get in as they check us. They check us one by one.
Down. You wanted a search, we are going to do a search. Sit down. You want a search, we are doing a search. Take your seats, take your seats.
After the search, Parliament resumed with other business on the order paper. Herbert Ziwa, NTV at Parliament.
if I ever go to Uganda, I'm definitely going into, like, if they've got like a little seating area where you can sit and watch the debates. God, that would be really good. There was a Ukrainian one as well. Let's see how extreme this one goes.
The parliament in Uganda had a fierce debate about how old
Well,
their
that's the wrong one. Where's the Ukrainian one? Ah, here it is, 59 seconds.
І калічили їх. Той час вже позаду.
Бойко з Льовочкиним їздять по московських.
God, listen to how like how deep his voice is. That's like the most patriarchal voice I've heard ever.
Обкомах інструкції отримують у Кремлі. Інші їздять по брюссельських обкомах. Коли в село до людей поїдете? Коли до шахтарів на шахту?
Spot on. I quite like this guy actually. Do they go to the villages to meet their own people? Do they fuck? They pick sides, either Brussels or Moscow. Whatever fucking dictators' dicks they want to suck off.
До металургів коли поїдете? А не їздите ЦУ отримуєте по закордонах. ЦУ треба отримувати від своїх, від українців. У мене, до речі, питання до СБУ. Чому вони їздять по Москвах і досі не в тюрмі?
You know what? Oh shit! I just paused it at that time. I hope he kicks the shit out of whoever this guy. Oh Jesus Christ!
І чого досі не в тюрмі, скотина? Коли ці недобитки Януковича. Москвах і досі не в тюрмі. Москвах, вони їздять по Москвах і досі не в тюрмі.
What a sucker punch that guy is.
І чого досі не в тюрмі, скотина? Коли ці недобитки Януковича, які $500
А ну сядь на місце. Я перепрошую.
I mean, I don't know much about the context of this, but I'm definitely on the side of the guy that was speaking there. And that guy just gets up, must hit somewhere close to the bone. Geoffrey Cox. Let's have a look. I was wanting to talk about Jussie Smollett as well a little bit and have a look there. But he's been released, hasn't he? So yeah, imagine my shock. I might do a recorded video on that at the weekend, if I can be bothered, but no promises. Let's have a look at Geoffrey Cox. Oh, right. Which one was this though? Is there any like fisty fights though?
If you were a litigant in a court, if you were dependent upon
you guys can still hear this, right?
a contract on the basis of EU law, and you found yourself suddenly with the rug pulled from under you, not knowing what your legal obligation.
I think I remember this guy now. I think I remember him. He's like very, very, very British way of speaking.
Obligations would be, you would say to this House.
I think I remember this.
In a moment,
I think I remember this.
Intervention.
All you Labour voting scallywags.
You would say to this House, what are you playing at? What are you doing? You are not children in the playground. You are legislators. And it is your job. In a minute, I promise the right honourable lady, I will give way. I intend to take many interventions in the course of this speech. We are playing with people's lives. We are here debating the effects on legal continuity. 45 years of legal I will, to the right honourable lady. 45
Check the woman
years
behind them on
of
her
legal
phone. She gives a
integration
fuck, clearly.
has brought our two legal systems into a situation where they are organically linked. And it is the same in medical terms, to appeal to those who have a medical background, as if we were to separate from a living organism with all its arteries and veins, a central part, a living organ, from this body politic. And I say to the House, we cannot underestimate.
I don't think that's the video that I saw. What was the one that he went crazy? It was beast mode. Is this? No, that's the wrong one. That's Berko. Is this the one?
So where does the limits of this power end? Does it extend to cabinet minutes? Does it extend to the papers of the Secret Intelligence Service? Is the House, by means of this motion, to command any paper of any kind central to the interest?
I don't think it's that one either. Let me see if I can find it in my likes history. This will be the last course of action before I bail for the night. I've already given you a long enough encore. Let's go down. I think I've flown right past it. I'm sure it would have been in the likes somewhere. No, that's tweets. That's likes. And where did that sound come from? Just give me a moment, Chowder. Hopefully I'll have it shortly. I believe it was Old Holborn that retweeted it. Look at this decadence. Thought you would appreciate that one. So I think I remember that as well. Oh, I can't seem to find it anywhere. Oh, I wanted to just confirm that I found it here. Yeah, I've gone back quite a bit. Okay, I'll watch this one.
Interests of this nation, without even being able to check that by its release they are causing or might cause severe damage to the public interest, I invite the honourable member to consider the implications of the absolute rule that he is talking of. It cannot be right. In this case, I am convinced that in order to disclose any advice that might have been given would be fundamentally contrary to the interests of this country. It's no use the baying and shouting of members opposite. What I am trying to do is guard the public interest. That's all. And it's time, and it is time they grew up and got real.
I've not seen this one, but yeah, that was quite good. Anyway, so yeah, that will be that. I'm going to head off now. So to you guys that came on, thanks. It's been a bit later tonight. I stayed on a bit later than I was hoping for, but that's kind of normal with live streams. Hopefully the next episode of With News You Lose will have a guest on, so it won't just be myself. And I don't know who it will be, but I'll definitely be, talking to a few people and asking them if they'll be willing to come on. Don't know what the topics will be, but that just depends on what comes up at the time. There's no time frame either. I don't do this in a set schedule. It could be next week, it could be next month, the next episode. It just depends, just when I've got the time to do it. But I'll try to get it done as soon as possible, and I'll try to bring other content along as well. In the meantime, thanks again for coming on. Hopefully you've had a decent enough time, and I will talk to you again in the near future.